The Completionist is filmed in front of a live studio audience.
Boy! Now that we finished Final Fantasy VII month, what game are we gonna play next?
I don't even know. I didn't think I was gonna live past part 1.
Well, how about we play a Zelda game, or maybe another, Metroid game?
I don't know, Greg. I'm really burnt out. I've played tons of action-adventure games and platformers.
Yeah.
I need something light, something fun, something to play with a very great friend.
Did somebody say Alda?
Alda!
Wow! How you guys doing? I heard you out in the hallway. It sounded like you were really upset. So I thought, hey, maybe you could use some ice cream sandwiches from our sponsor.
No way! Ice cream sandwiches! Oh, the box is empty, Zan!
I missed breakfast.
Well, what brings you around this part of town?
I was thinking that maybe I could join in the fun and play a game with you guys. So I was thinking, how about Final Fantasy VII?
We just finished that, Zan.
Okay, well then how about this?
Super Mario Strikers charged!
Wow!
Nobody said Alda, did they?
No one did.
No.
Yes!
Mario Strikers all charged up. The Mario All-Stars pack.
Hey everyone, welcome back for a brand new episode of The Completionist. And I have here my good buddy Zan Alda. Zan was on the show for the Mario RPG episode, and he's back once again. Zan, it's great to have you, man.
Thank you, Trevor, for having me. It's good to be back. Recently when I heard that Nintendo announced they were closing down all the Wi-Fi services for the Wii, I immediately thought of Mario Strikers Charged and how this game needs to be revisited one last time before they shut down the online services.
I completely agree, except there's one problem, Zan.
What's that?
Not very good at sports.
Me neither, man. Me neither.
I feel like most gamers aren't good at sports.
Well, that's not generalized stereotype.
Well, it's true. Yeah, no, I don't mean to offend anyone. I just mean like NFL Blitz is like...
If you're offended, please tweet JK completes it. Hashtag offensive.
Now someone's gonna tweet that. Mario Strikers Charged. In my 5-year tenure at Best Buy, if someone wanted to buy a game for a friend who liked Mario but was tired of the same old games, I immediately would hand this to them.
It's full of fun and life. If I could sum it up in a few words, I'd say it's Mario Kart meets NFL Blitz.
But Batman and Sundrop Pope, why are you doing another Mario game? You can't just be original and play something popular. Doesn't Nintendo suck right now? Titanfall. As much as everyone wants to hate on Nintendo because right now it's the cool thing to do, there's no denying the simple truth that Nintendo knows how to make games.
Also, fun to note, this game wasn't actually made by Nintendo. It was produced by them, but spearheaded by another company.
Really?
Yeah, but we'll do this journey together, Greg.
Really? Can I play?
No.
You have chosen wisely.
One of the most important things you have to think about when dealing with these off-branded Mario games is that when it comes to a story, there really isn't one. Games like Mario Golf, Mario Tennis, Mario Kart, and in this case, Mario Strikers, are designed for one main purpose: sit down with a friend or friends and have a boss time. And sometimes you need that. Even if you're not the type of person to play any of these games, almost all of them turn out to be fun side ventures.
And no, they're not just shovelware. This ain't no Link's crossbow training. These are actual games with actual modes that can bring the group together. Sure, you can play Mario Monopoly with Fortune Street or have a party with the gang, but these games exist to bring fun for not just one player, but to reunite the novelty of playing on the couch together again. And sometimes online.
You both just tiptoed around the entire story.
Well, it's because there's not really one. Like, I think there's a spaceship in the opening sequence or something, but they don't really explain it. So...
You mean to tell me these guys just enjoy playing golf and different sports games with one another because it's something just to do?
At least it's not Bowser stealing the princess and everyone's getting along.
True, very true. Positivity. Pass it on. Or don't, you jerk.
Okay, well, here's another thing we know about this game's tiny story, is that the game's technically a sequel to the GameCube game Super Mario Strikers. There are no real plot-driven devices, but from what we can see, it looks like they expanded the roster greatly in the Wii version.
Next Level Games has been the go-to studio for the Striker series, and what's interesting is how Nintendo let this video game company from Vancouver spearhead the game. Considering that up to this point of its initial creation, Next Level Games only has produced one game, NHL Hits Pro.
You know, that title is very misleading. It's not a game about NHL players hitting professionals.
It's kinda sad that at some point we all accepted that most third-party games on the Wii looked and felt like garbage. Chances are, if a game came out on all three consoles, the Wii was always the worst-looking version. Now, with Next Level Games helming Mario Strikers and Mario Strikers Charged, they technically would be considered a second-party company, as its licenses are being used from the proper publisher Nintendo. The box art has the official Nintendo logo, meaning that at the end of the day, Nintendo signed off on them, and I'm kinda glad they did. Alright, we have a great game.
It's a great game.
We just need Nintendo to sign off on it.
We need that signature.
Alright, call them up.
Calling him up.
Yes, this is Mr. Nintendo, head of Nintendo.
Yes, hello there, Mr. Nintendo.
Hi, Nintendo, sir.
We have a game we'd like you to sign off on.
Please signature now.
Does it have Mario in it?
Why, yes it does.
Yes.
Wait, how's the online matching system?
Mediocre at best.
Not great, sir.
Perfect.
Some of the best Nintendo games we've gotten in the past few years have been developed by second-party studios. Retro Studios took over the Metroid series, and the Prime series turned out great.
Yes, they did Donkey Kong Country Returns and its sequel Tropical Freeze, and those games also came out great.
So with all this background stuff in our minds, let's look at the game's graphics. They look pretty good for what the game is. It runs smoothly, there's no large graphical blemishes, it flows well. The game has much more of a futuristic feel compared to the original, as everyone has crazy color-coded armor. It reminds me a lot of Tron. And they really wanted to make the game feel like it had its own world within these soccer games. They branded all the menus to look like DS screens, and they even created a suspenseful looking atmosphere by showing you the strikers' times, which gives you an insight on how the tournaments and the matches were going.
What's kind of weird but endearing is that every character has a music theme, and I swear these music compositions come off as if they're parodying a certain style or genre. For instance, like Drybone's music sounds like Gorilla's Clint Eastwood.
We could sit here another 5 minutes and listen to all the themes and create a little chart that shows the style of music and whatever it's parodying, but it's that little detail that gives the game another layer of awesome. The music really helps you get into the game whenever you score a goal.
Most people write this game off as just a soccer game, or a football game. I don't care where you live.
And mostly because us Americans don't give a damn about soccer. It's all about American football, and nachos, and jersey sweat, and applesauce with fritters and toasties, and sweatpants that say juicy on the butt so you can look at the butt, but you're reading it, so it's okay to look at the butt.
This game borrows from franchises we already know in the realm of Mario and expands greatly upon it. Without a doubt, this is the most violent Mario game ever. I'm gonna say that again, the most violent Mario game ever. Now why is it violent, you ask? Because you need to work together with your team to take out all the other players while the player with the ball takes the shot. This creates hours and hours of multiplayer madness, and it's up to 4 players too.
Next Level Games knew from the start that what they had in the first game was great and that only subtle changes were necessary. You control a team captain of your choice and sidekicks of your choice. Previously, you had to pick one type of sidekick, but in Charged, you can customize it in any way you'd like. And each character has character-specific dodges and shots that will dramatically change every match.
For our demonstration of the campaign, we'll be playing as Daisy, with our sidekicks being 2 Drybones and a Hammer Bro. The reason being is that the Drybones provide quick trick goals that will stun the goalie, and if you've got a great buddy playing with you, you can follow up nicely with a power shot. Now the Hammer Bro is our goal securing character. Yes, he is slow, but his dodge is that he jumps up in the air and drops down a hammer on anyone that's coming after you. And his super shot involves him throwing several hammers into the ground, trapping the goalie, and leaving the goal open for a point. How do you like that for theming? Hammer Bros throwing hammers.
Every single character has a different play style. The most efficient way to secure a goal is to pass the ball back and forth to charge it up, and then shoot it in. Passing it to the power-based character will lead to very quick and powerful goals. The usual suspects are present: Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Wario, Waluigi, Yoshi, and DK. With this being the second in the series, we've got a few more characters. Bowser makes an appearance as a playable character, as well as Diddy Kong, Bowser Jr., and Petey Piranha. All these characters are available when you unlock them by playing the campaign mode. All of the characters also have what's called a Mega Strike.
The Mega Strike is where the element of the Wiimote comes in. In the GameCube game, the team captain could shoot up to 2 goals, and depending on the meter, it would determine the speed and accuracy of the shot. With charged, a meter will appear with a number. You have to let the meter build up in numbers and in color. When it goes into the left, the number goes up, and when it goes to the right, it determines the speed of the balls that are flying. So let's say you charge up to 6 balls and you land on an orange, you get a singe.
Singe?
Oh yeah, I forgot! Zan and I came up with our own combinations of colors and numbers. So, a 6 in an orange means 6 balls are going to fly super quickly. In this case, a singe, or a finge, which is 5 in orange, or 4 inch, 4 in orange. It gets kind of crazy. But what's even more crazy are these animations for the shots. The character flies up into the sky and shoots the number of soccer balls you built up on the meter. The opposing team then has to use the Wiimote to aim at the TV and catch the balls. I know a lot of people thought this was really gimmicky, and at first I felt the exact same way. It's actually a great mechanic to change the gameplay, especially when you're down 3 points and you come back with a singe, only to witness that the opposing team is horrible at catching. I love that moment.
Like Mario Kart, there are items that you can get from being tackled wrongly, or by taking a shot that gets blocked by the goalie. Items are essential, especially when you've got a character-specific item. Mario and Luigi become gigantic Mega Mushroom versions of themselves. Wario's farts makes all the controls backwards, and DK has a ground pound which knocks everyone away. All of these items are very deadly, so try to notice your team's item grabs as you play. Diddy Kong's our favorite team captain because of his special item, the red card. The red card kidnaps players with a UFO-like aura. Then you can successfully pull off a charged shot if no one is around to hit you. But let's be honest here, this game is way too violent. Why are all of these people cheering for such a chaotic atmosphere?
Savvy power! Laser power!
Our team captains are dead! Along with the campaign, there's a tutorial mode which is really unnecessary unless you're just terrified of learning how to play the game. There's also a Strikers Challenge mode where you are put in specific character challenge situations that you have to overcome. Doing these unlock cheats to use at a later time, but what's the point? The cheating applies to both teams, so it just goes from Super Mario Strikers Charged to Super Duper Mario Strikers Charged. And the campaign is designed to unlock other characters and maps, so by the time you're done with the campaign, there's no completion bonus at all.
Good thing we're doing a Completionist episode on this game.
Hey, shut up, man!
But just because there's no completion bonus doesn't mean that this game lacks fun. One of the best damn things about the game is the online component. Holy crap, have Gerard and I spent hours and hours playing this game online. Most of the other players weren't very good, but there was always that one team that was just as good as we were. Then it would turn into a huge feud with us constantly challenging each other.
Let's go online and play right now! I should have expected this.
Wait, so you guys are saying that the online portion of this game is one of the best things about this game?
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, it's not perfect. It suffers from a few limitations as the Wii and Wii U do in regards to online communication, matchmaking systems, you know. But yeah, it's really fun when there's people to play with.
And they just turned it off?
Well, they did just turn it off a few days ago on May 20th for all Nintendo DS and Wii products. Which sucks, but I get it. Not a lot of people use the online functionality for these games, and as next gen comes and goes, no one plays the games anymore on the servers, so the servers are just wasting space and energy. It's really sad, especially because Mario Strikers Charged was a pretty decently received game, and it's only $20 brand new. No one will play with us! On the real though, this game is pretty great to play with friends. If you want a different alternative to the popular Mario Kart or other sports games, this game will surprise you with how addictive it is. I don't recommend playing this game alone, as the CPU will be very easy to deal with unless you play on the hardest setting. Hell, that's what we did because we felt the campaign might be a little too easy.
With the closing of the online function, one of the more fun things going for the game, it will definitely lose much of its appeal. But then again, no one was really playing anyway, but whatever.
Super Mario Strikers Charged was an awesome game for the Wii. It was so close to being like this perfect pinnacle online community experience, but it barely missed the mark.
Yeah, the game felt so fresh at the time, and years later, I can't believe how much fun it still is. Gerard and I used to boot the game up, and we would wait for hours until someone would challenge us online. And we'd play that same team for hours and hours and hours until we had our fill. The game is great fun, it's addictive, and right now, it's totally worth that $20 price tag, even if the online's turned off.
On the completionist side of things, there's ultimately nothing to really complete aside from the campaign and the challenges and all that stuff, and none of it is really worth it except to unlock the extra characters. I myself like Diddy Kong, but just to say, it does not dock the fun factor, it just limits the longevity of the game.
And with that in mind, guys, we give this game our completionist rating of Finish It.
Finish it! And after you finish it, be sure to subscribe. Also, we've just rolled out a new channel called Super Scope Show, where we do fake news segments as well as video sketch debauchery. If you want to check it out, just click on the left here. And if you want to subscribe to Zan, give him a click on the right-hand corner. Back to you, dudes.
That's all the time we have for today, guys. So as always, leave your comments in the box below. Don't forget, we officially launched a 4th channel called Super Scope Show. It's a video game news show and sketch show. And of course, don't forget to check out Zan. Zan is one of my oldest friends ever in the history of my life. He's a great guy. He makes great video game sketches. Zan, it was awesome to see you again, dude.
Thank you for having me. Let's hug it out.
Check it out. Hopefully the mics won't. The mics won't.
No one can hear us.
No one can hear anything we say.
I'm safe.
I'm safe too.